What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to basketball, and again, welcome back to Bleacher Report. We've got new report card grades for every single NBA team's rookie class right here. I'm trying to pre-record a bunch of content. You guys have probably heard me say that in a couple of the videos as of right now. As we get into March, it's a busy time for my company and my business as we're making a lot of scouting reports for March Madness and things of that nature. So trying to make sure you guys have content each and every day. But hey, a quick reminder, like, subscribe, and comment. The button's usually like right here. If you're not looking at it from a creator's point of view, go show some love to some of the other videos, and if you leave a comment, I will respond to it. It's that simple. I've responded to every comment, every single one. Kind of incredible, actually. So become a part of it and go join the Discord. Links is always in the description. We're talking hoops on there all the time, and it's honestly a lot of fun. I love being on the Discord, so go hop on there. We'll welcome you with open arms. But anyway, report card grades for every NBA team's rookie class. I do my own series of this, but I kind of wanted to see where Bleacher Report has these things. So without further ado, let's jump into it. The Atlanta Hawks. Okay, can I give my grade first before I see him? Because I see the grade is down at the bottom. Is it just Ricochet? Am I missing anybody else from this class? I can't necessarily think of somebody else. I'm probably forgetting something, but give it a B. Can I give it a B? Yeah, okay, I'm with you on the B right here. Ricochet, since his injury, heating up quite a bit, at least on the offensive end. Defensively, I've been pretty fine with him during his rookie season. It's just offensively, he's looked lost at times, and not like lost, like I don't know what to do with a basketball, and that's what's kept me feeling good about him so far. He's just been more so like, okay, I haven't had the ball in a while, and I'm used to being in Euro basketball, which is a lot better than what the Atlanta Hawks run. And he's like, I'm used to kind of doing this kind of stuff with the basketball, and this team is more so just used to Trae Young having the basketball, and then we just kind of work around him. So that's what I've observed it more so as. But since he came back from injury, Dude's been pretty efficient offensively, and I've been pretty pleased with him overall. So just a reminder, like when I did my evaluation of him going in, you didn't hear me say any of these guys are going to be all-stars in this class, and somebody will. Just statistically, that's probably what'll happen. But I was like, I just don't see it personally. And I was like, I think Ricochet will be a nice starter in the NBA, and he'll be a solid contributor on both ends of the court, and I think we're on our way to that. So yeah, shout out the Atlanta Hawks for that one. I think you did the best with what you could in a not-so-great draft class. The Boston Celtics, that's Baylor Shireman, and then they had the one dude from Kansas. Is it McCullough? Is that also who they had, I think, in the second round? I already saw the grade. A C? Yeah, a C feels appropriate. And by the way, we should read what these grades actually mean. Did they talk about that? Grades aren't quite final. We'll see some surges, blah, 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 blah. They really should qualify what these grades... Okay, grades are based on performance relative to expectations. Okay, that's how I grade things as well, and that's how you should grade them. It's like weighted grading, because otherwise, like, there'd be certain guys that would get much lower grades even though they're actually outperforming where they were drafted. So I think that that's important. Baylor Shireman getting a C is probably appropriate. Then you knew he wasn't going to get a ton of tick this year, but, you know, he comes in every once in a while, and I mean every once in a while, and he does okay. Hopefully as a long-term option for them as maybe a rotational player, but for the time being, nice basketball player. Shireman could get a chance to prove his G League production translates to the NBA. He's averaging 20 points, 6.2 rebounds, 5.2 assists. Yeah, I've compared him a lot to who's the dude for the Grizzlies? He plays just like him. They're both from the Summit League as well originally, so I can't remember. Why can't I think of his name? You guys know exactly who I'm talking about, so don't trip about it. But very similar player in the sense where he could do a little bit of everything in kind of a smaller forward frame. So John Conchar, thank you. If you already went and left a comment because you were frustrated by me struggling, then thank you for helping the algorithm. But no, overall, good draft for them. The Brooklyn Nets, they really didn't have anybody. So what is this grade? C-. Believe it or not, the tanking Brooklyn Nets who are in the earliest stages of their rebuild haven't given a single minute of action to a 2024 draftee. Yeah, so I don't really know what we're talking about here, because they're technically still in a teardown phase, right? That's important to remember. If you guys watched the video earlier this week, which I just finished recording, where we were talking about one trade every NBA team wishes it could make right now. We talked about Brooklyn. We talked about Utah. Those two teams haven't even really started their rebuild yet, right? Like, they're still kind of tearing things down, trying to find things that are worth actually spending assets to build around right now. And so we don't need to grade the Nets any further. They don't even have anybody yet worth building around. Same with the Jazz. They just don't, right? So nothing to worry about right now. The Hornets, to John Salon, D. D is what I would probably say, right? Yeah, D. The Charlotte Hornets are gradually handing more minutes to their rookies. KJ Simpson's the other one. Again, I'm not too big on KJ Simpson. I don't know. I don't see anything there long term. Salon is somebody that I said had the highest ceiling in the whole draft. I see a lot of potential in a very, like, youngest dude, right? Youngest dude coming in this season, like, huge frame. I'm like, this guy could bulk up really good. The way he moves at his size is incredibly impressive. The shot was actually pretty good to start the season, and then it died off really quickly. That's more so what I expected. I just wish the Hornets used him in more of a role where he could use his athleticism. They just kind of stick him in the corner and don't do anything. I didn't think he was going to be that great this year anyway, but, like, I don't know. I don't think they use him in a perfect way anyway, but I mean, if I'm not coaching, I'm never going to think it's a perfect way, I suppose. So I don't know. I'd still be excited about Salon. I think the question just more so is going to be, can the Hornets prove that they can actually develop players? Because we just don't know with this regime yet. The Chicago Bulls, Buzelis. What do we get him for expectations? Can I give him a B? I think that's fair. Okay, yeah, we're lockstep right now. Bleacher Report. Buzelis is seeing real rotation minutes now. He's actually a starter at this point since they moved Zach LaVine. The rangy athletic forward put up about 13 points per game and shot over 50% from the field in February. Yeah, no, like he's definitely playing a lot better since he's been a starter. My thing with Buzelis is, you guys heard me say I wasn't that excited as a Bulls fan to draft him, but I also thought, given what was available, that was the best pick to make. So I was like, yeah, no, I would have done the same thing. It's just not something I'm going to write home about, right? Again, this isn't a guy to necessarily build around, at least in my opinion. I certainly hope so, and I hope you guys know, I hope all of these guys become superstars. I'm not rooting against any of them. But yes, he's really good in transition. Again, a lot of these young guys, that's kind of their game. He can cut to the hoop and he can dunk on people. I don't think his handle's that great, though, and I don't really believe in the shooting necessarily. So I've kind of just got this athletic, lengthy guy that should become a solid defender as he spends more time in the NBA. If we can get a three-point shot under him, all the better. Maybe you've got a starter long term, but I don't necessarily see like a stud in the NBA coming out of him. But yeah, no, he's played better than I thought he would this season. So we'll take that. We'll certainly take that. Cleveland Cavaliers, Jalen Tyson. What do we want to give him? Because here's the thing. What did we say about Jalen Tyson coming in? And I don't think are there other rookies that I'm missing for this group? I don't necessarily think so. I was like, I don't think this guy is going to be great come into the NBA. He was not that great in college. He did once he got to California, and they just gave him the ball like more than the Mavericks used to give Luka the ball before like Kyrie got there. It was pretty insane the amount of usage that he had, and that's when you started to see production out of him. So I'm like, I don't know what he does then in the NBA. He hasn't been able to crack the rotation here either, even when they kind of had some questions at the wing. So can I give it a D? Can I give it a D? Okay, a C, maybe because of where he was picked. It seems safe to say Tyson has something to offer as a multi-skilled wing, but he didn't get drafted by a team bad enough to let him show it. That's fair. That's fair. I think there was an opportunity to show it because they weren't solid at the wing until they got DeAndre Hunter, but I don't know. I think that I don't know. I think there was a better pick here is what I'm trying to say. Like they could have taken Yves Missy and that would have been a better draft pick, right? But overall, whatever. We'll see if it turns into anything. Dallas Mavericks, they didn't have a pick, right? So they get a D because of it. We're not going to say anything else about the Dallas Mavericks right now. If you want to count that against the counter of how many videos it gets mentioned in, fair enough. But no, we don't need to talk about it right now. Hope you guys have some draft picks going forward. The Denver Nuggets. Man. You made a good move in going to get Deron Holmes, in my opinion. It just obviously didn't work out. Got hurt like 2 minutes into Summer League, out for the year. I think he's going to be a nice piece to come back this next year. Hopefully he's been learning a ton just being around the team. Hopefully getting back into shape and recovering well. I'm excited about his future. I think he could be like a nice role player for somebody. And then they had PJ Hall as well. So he wasn't drafted though, I don't believe, and he doesn't really do much. So what do we give this? Just an incomplete? Okay, C again, just saying like, yeah, I mean, what expectations can you put on this group, right? So fair enough. Yeah, that's the most you can say for the Denver Nuggets. The Detroit Pistons, Ron Holland Jr. What did we say about Ron Holland Jr. coming in? I thought that this was the dumbest pick by the Pistons. I was like, you guys have had such a good offseason. Don't pick Ron Holland. Stop getting guys that can't shoot around Cade Cunningham. And look, the Pistons aren't doing well because of Ron Holland. Like, they're doing well kind of in spite of him more so, right? What can we say nice about Ron Holland, though? Because we'll just get it out there. Dude just has no clue what's going on the basketball court right now, right? We knew that coming in. That's totally fine. What can we say that's nice about him? Defense and energy has been awesome. He makes a ton of mistakes out there, but defensive energy has been awesome, and I love that, right? He's got an awesome frame, and ideally somebody that can turn into an okay NBA player, but somebody's going to have to teach him, right? But even long term, I just don't necessarily see the fit. I want to say a D. I get the feeling they're going to give him more like a B minus or something like that, though. A B. Okay, perhaps most encouraging is Holland's 80% clip from the foul line. Yeah, no, that's nice. Anyone who can knock down freebies that effectively has a decent shot to develop into a long-range shooter. Yeah, that's what stats tell us more often than not, is that's the truth. I don't think it's as direct of a correlation. I feel like there's a lot of missing variables in that stat, but I know what you're talking about, and I tend to agree, though, more so than disagree. I know that's very vague, but I'm just kind of saying I don't think that's a perfect statistic. High motor, good slasher. The problem is we can tell he's going to slash as soon as he crosses three-quarters court, but whatever. Let's just hope that he continues to learn. This team doesn't need to be elite right now, so we're going to give him time to develop. I hope he figures it out. The Warriors, Quentin Post, y'all get an A. No, they get an A. Right around the halfway point of the season, the Golden State Warriors made a blockbuster addition, and that's Jimmy Butler. Jokes aside, rookie Quentin Post's insertion into the rotation has been transformative for the team. Yeah, he's not very mobile. He's not going to be like the best rim defender ever, but he flows really well in their system. Like, he really gets it. You guys heard me talk about in the other video, probably Monday's video, I'm going to guess that it was, that I wasn't big on Trace Jackson Davis. I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see it long term. And you kind of saw it a bit more in the second season, the lack of production. Post, I think, can be a part of this team going forward. I'm not sure if he's going to be a starter again because of the lack of mobility. Not a great rim defender, right? But he flows within the offense well. He'll get you some rebounds, and if he can space the floor, great. Yeah, I'll take him as a backup center going forward. I like it. So yeah, Quentin Post, I think it was good considering you drafted him at like the end of the draft. I'd give him an A for that. The Houston Rockets, oh, this one's not going to be good. This is going to be like, do they give him an F? I think they'll give him a D minus just because. A C? Hold up. Reed Shepherd may still have a starring role to play in the Houston Rockets' future. Sure. I'm not saying he can't, but he's clearly just an understudy for now. No, he's just not NBA ready. The number 3 overall pick averaged 12 minutes per game in February, less than he managed before. Yep, because it's not getting any better. That downward trend isn't encouraging, nor is Shepard's shooting percentage from the field. Beloved by draft Knicks, who believed in his elite steal rates. How many times did I have to tell you guys that? That's such a stupid stat. There's no correlation between college defense and like NBA defense and those statistics alone. There's not. It's so different. Like, whatever. Otherworldly outside shooting and sneaky facility as a lead ball handler in college would translate to major production right away. Shepard simply has not earned the minutes and hasn't impressed. And then he goes up and racks 20. It's one game. Relax, it's one game. That's how Shepard pulls you back in, by hitting that. Oh, just stop it. Look, all these guys are really good at basketball. They're going to get hot sometimes. Somebody had to shoot the ball, and he shot well tonight. He should be a good shooter. Like, I'm surprised he's not a better shooter at this point. But yeah, his confidence is low at this point. Just, I don't know. I've said enough about Reed Shepherd on this channel. I really hope he finds success. I just don't think he's going to be what some people thought he was going to be. And shout out to all you guys that deleted comments on those videos that we talked about in another video. I believe it was this underrated players video. Go give it a watch if you like analytics and stuff. I download a lot of analytics reports from my YouTube channel, and I saw at one point that there was like negative comments since last time I checked, like on some certain videos, and I was like, people are deleting their Reed Shepherd takes. Yeah, stand by your takes, y'all. Like, I'm not giving up on Reed Shepherd, so you certainly can't. The Pacers, Johnny Furphy. I'm actually surprised he hasn't been on the court a little bit more. He is young, but what do we give this? A C, right? C minus. All right, at least he's sitting at a respectable in 8 G League appearances. Yeah, no, like, we knew it was going to take a little bit longer to develop with him, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't really like the Pacers wing rotation. I'm sure they don't necessarily love it either, but I don't know. I'd like to see Furphy get on the court a little bit more with people that are going to set him up, because I think he gives a great effort and I think he runs and plays at a fast pace. I don't know. I'd like to see him out there and see what happens, because I actually think he might be a little bit better out there. But I don't know. There's not much else to say about Furphy otherwise. I think long term he could be a nice like offensive wing weapon. So yeah, the Clippers. It was just Cam Christie. C, right? We didn't really have expectations going in. I don't really think this guy's going to last too long in the NBA personally. So, yeah, hasn't gotten a ton of burn. Maybe he turns into a Max Christie. That'd be great if he did. But for now, he is Cam Christie. No offense. The Lakers, you got to give them like a B+, I would presume, right? B-. Okay, why? Overall connect remains dangerous shooter. Defenses can't ignore. And he's just got enough of a knack for making connective passes to keep the offense going. Yeah, offensively, he's awesome. Defense isn't very good. They don't really play him a ton right now. I personally think they should play him a little bit more, but I'm not going to say that I know more than JJ Redick, because that seems impossible. It remains to be seen whether Luka Doncic can spoon feed connect for a few more clean looks per game, or if his role is going to shrink on a Los Angeles Lakers team that lately has been defined by its elite defense. Yeah, I guess that's the point. They have such little defensive talent on the team that they just can't afford to put any other poor defense out there. Okay, so maybe I have to rescind my take. Maybe he's playing an appropriate one. He's a rookie. The Grizzlies. Oh yeah, this is an A, right? Yeah, they get an A. Jalen Wells, Zach Edey. They have both. Like Edey, probably, like, he's definitely outperforming what I thought he would. I think he's playing his role pretty perfectly, which, while both of them are starters, they're more so playing bench roles because of minutes, right? Edey's doing exactly what we want him to do, kind of be this like unique option for the team coming off the bench, where he's just so big offensively, he's going to make an impact, right? Jalen Wells, 3-and-D wing. Great. It's what they need, right? Both of them still have their flaws, but considering what we thought about them, they have fit in very well, and the Grizzlies continue to prove themselves to be a team that is developing talent at a very high level. So good for you, Memphis Grizzlies. Good for you. The Miami Heat, Kel'el Ware. If we judge it by the first half of the season where he wasn't really playing, it's going to be low. I'm going to guess here like a B. Can I get a B? An A- here. Okay, fair enough. Pell Larson hasn't played consistently, but yeah, Ware has been really nice since he's been a starter. The three-point shot's fallen off. When he first got in, the three-point shot was going in, and we are like, whoa, okay, he's really playing well right now. Now the three-point shot's cooling off a little bit more, right? So we're coming back down to earth a little bit, which is fine. I was surprised to see it look that good that early. I do think it'll be a weapon for him going forward, but for the time being, grabbing rebounds, protecting the rim, make some dumb decisions from time to time, but we talked about going in. I think Ware has the potential to be a starting center in the NBA with time. Just takes him a little bit to develop, and the Heat will probably accelerate that process because they're the Heat. So overall, really, really good. I've been happy with Ware so far. So shout out them and Udonis Haslem, because I know Udonis Haslem personally has like taken him under his wing and is training him every day. So very cool. The Milwaukee Bucks, AJ Johnson, they traded, and then it's Tyler Smith, who I like a lot. I'm glad they traded AJ Johnson. I thought that was such a wasted pick by them, and hopefully he can develop in Washington. But what are we saying? C-? Smith has appeared in 15 games. I mean, he was a second-round pick, so I don't know why it's a C- per se, and there's guys at his position. I do like Tyler Smith's long-term potential. I do. I think he can turn into a nice rotational player. I think he's got the size, mobility, and some shooting chops that could turn into something, but it's just going to take a little bit of development time. Can the Bucks do that? We haven't really seen them develop a young player in a while, so I don't know. The Timberwolves, interesting. It depends on what your expectations were for them, because like Jalen Clark, well, technically not a rookie, like is a rookie this year because he just didn't play any NBA minutes last year. He's been a nice find for them. Terrence Shannon Jr., you guys know, extremely high on him, and when you put him in the game, good things happen, right? Rob Dillingham has played within my expectations, so I want to give this team like an A-, but they get a B. Okay, fair enough. This isn't just about Rob Dillingham anymore, even if the lightning quick guard remains the cream of Minnesota Timberwolves rookie crop. No, I just don't think you guys were paying attention then. The Wolves have gotten major contributions from Jalen Wells and Terrence Shannon Jr. Somewhat surprising. No, you guys just weren't paying attention to AVC's YouTube channel. You should have been watching AVC's YouTube channel. The former has even seen action as a starter, shooting at 42.9% from deep on the year. Boom. Shannon is also carving out wing minutes while putting together one of the better three-game stretches of any rookie this season. Yeah, because if you put him on the court and you let him have the ball a little bit, good things happen. good things happen. Dillingham is still most critical to Minnesota's long-term plans. I don't think so. Why would you think that? Like, anybody that drafted this guy knew that, like, the potential long-term isn't, like, starter. It's spark plug six-man type of dude. It just is, because defensively, he just won't be able to stop anybody. It's unfortunate, but he's good offensively. Give him time, and I like that he'll be able to have a role like that. Shannon and Clark are welcome surprises. You just didn't watch the AVC YouTube videos. Pelicans, give it an A, right? Look, I think they made the perfect draft pick. Everybody knew this was the pick they were going to make in Yves Missy, and then they went and did it, and he performed better than I thought. He had a little bit of a rough stretch there at one point, but look, it's a long season for a rookie, right? What are we giving him? A B? Why? Yves Missy has been a regular starter all year, and he continues to flirt with double-doubles on a nightly basis. That's pretty damn impressive. Whether he's a high-end member of the first unit on a winning team remains to be seen. He's a rookie, and he's not on a winning team. Shut up. Who cares? Carlo, who I was very interested in coming into this season, a 2022 second-rounder who debuted early this season. He's had some interesting spurts this year. Okay, I don't understand why it's a B then. Like, I don't know. What did you think he was going to be? He was like the 20th-something pick in a not very good draft. He's been a nice starter for them this season. Give him an A. Come on. The Knicks. So what, we got Huck Porty, Tyler Kolek, right? Who else am I missing here? And who's their first-round pick? It was Daddier. Yeah, we knew he wasn't really going to get on the court much this season. He's more of a long-term option. So what are we giving them, like a C? Give him a C? Yeah, okay, give him a C. That's fair. They've all kind of played within expectations. Huck Porty was interesting because they needed big man minutes, and he wasn't playing horrible. But in the saying, how do I say this? He is kind of bad. He's not very good, right? He's not a very good NBA player right now, and he's probably not going to become one, but that's okay. Like, he played okay while he was in. Kolek, I think, will be interesting for them, and then Daddier, we knew he was going to be a longer-term project, so we're not tripping about that if we're the Knicks. The Thunder. Oh, yeah, you guys get... No, you don't get an A. Your first-round draft picks didn't make sense to me. You took Topic, who, look, they have the time to do it, right? Then they took Dylan Jones. I thought that was a bad draft pick by them. A.J. Mitchell, who they took in the second round, was awesome. He's just been out for a while. Second stanza underwent turf toe surgery in January. May not make it back by the end of the season, but dude was hooping for them while he was in. He was like one of the few efficient rookies. It was like him and Jalen Wells, and so we like A.J. Mitchell. That's going to raise their grade a lot. But what, B-? Can I give him a B-? Because I don't like either of their first round picks. B. Lottery pick Topic won't play this season. Dylan Jones average, blah, 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 blah. Brandon Carlson hasn't played for a couple weeks. I don't know. AJ Mitchell was like contributing really well to this team, so maybe that's what they're grading him on, but like, I don't know. Dylan Jones just doesn't make a ton, but he was also picked later. So, okay, overall, I can give him a B. I can get behind that. That's fine. The Magic, Tristan da Silva. This is going to be an interesting one to read because Tristan da Silva, evaluating him takes somebody that's actually watching basketball to know what's going on, right? And luckily, AVC watches quite a bit of basketball. The numbers are shit. The numbers are very, very bad, especially for an older rookie coming in, right? But when you watch him play, he looks like he's always in the right spots, which is good, right? Doesn't make a ton of obvious mistakes or anything. That's good. And he's on a team that does not help him get anything going offensively. So overall, I'd like to give him like a B-. The production is really poor, right? It just is. So like maybe that just brings him down in their eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if they get like a D for this, but I would give it more of a B- personally. Okay, we're in the same spot. If the three ball went in a little more often, Da Silva would profile as a hugely helpful role player. But then again, nobody. Okay, perfect. We're in the same place, Bleacher Report. Thank you. We've said what we need to say. That's cool. There we go. The 76ers, Jared McCain. A, it's him and Justin Edwards, right? And then Bona. I don't know if Bona will turn into anything personally, but McCain was awesome. He got hurt. Justin Edwards, who was like the top player in his high school class, went into the draft anyway, shown that he looks like he could be a nice role player in the NBA. So what are we giving them? I'd give him an A. Yeah, perfect. I love it. Even undrafted wing Justin Edwards has had some real moments. Yeah, I would agree. McCain was Rookie of the Year before he went down. I actually got to see him in person, and I gave him a little knuckle touch. I was at a Timberwolves game, got to interact a little bit afterwards. It was some fun. I got to dap him up. I said, hey, dig the TikToks, dude, and so hope you're getting better soon. He's like, oh, appreciate you, man. What a nice guy. I don't know, just seems like a really nice guy. So I'm rooting for Jared, man. I'm rooting for him. Phoenix Suns, Ryan Dunn and Oso Ighodaro. I think you got exactly what you wanted out of Dunn. The team is just so dysfunctional. The grade's on the screen. It's a D. I'm not surprised by that. Dunn has been struggling pretty much since the first quarter of the season. kind of concluded. He had a good first quarter, hasn't been very good since then. Iguodaro doesn't do a ton. I think there's potential to turn him into a role player, but I don't think the Suns have the ability to develop talent at this very moment. And again, the Suns are just such a mess that Dunn just has no options of anything to do out there, because we know he doesn't really have the skill set there. Defensively, he's good. So I don't know. I hope the Suns don't do something stupid and move him on, because that's like what the Sixers did with Matisse Thybulle, and then they were like, oh wait, no, other teams are using him much better. So honestly, for maybe Dunn's sake, I hope he does go somewhere else. You can come to the Bulls, dude. I'd be happy to have you. Portland Trailblazers. You took Klingon. Is there anybody else that you took that I need to like pay attention to? I don't think so. I think from what you've seen out of Klingon at this point, you got exactly what AVC scouting report said. You're getting a real big ass dude that's going to rebound and block some shots, that's going to show a bit of hub and a bit of shooting, and you saw both of those this year. So long term, I think this is your starting center. We got to get him in a little bit better shape, but we love the rebounding. We just got to, again, get him in better shape, make him a little stronger around the rim for some of his finishes, and I think getting in shape will help with that. But you got a nice defensive rebounder that can potentially be a hub because he can make some good passes, and he's starting to get a little curious from behind the arc. Cool. I like it long term. I do. Just get the other bigs off the roster now. Sacramento Kings, Devin Carter's been pretty bad this year. It hurts to watch his shooting form right now. Like, he like spins like a little bit when he shoots. It has no chance of going in right now. Gonna give him time. He's just a rookie. He is a bit of an older rookie, and I thought that he would be considerably better at this point. And like the Kings like offense like isn't bad, so like I can't really blame it on that. What does it say? Devin Carter's loud arrival quieted down in a hurry as the guards scored in double figures in 2 of his first 4 games, and he hasn't really done it since. The G League is no match for Carter. Yeah, that's often, man. It just is. Other than that, Sacramento's first-year players barely featured. Yeah, so a C. Yeah, we'll give him time. He was injured. The Spurs, yeah, they're going to get an A for Stephon Castle. I remember some Spurs fans being like, I can't believe they traded the 8th pick. Oh, no. Like, we needed Rob Dillingham. Shut up. You don't get things. Stop. You're the type of people that are probably in, like, credit card debt because you just had to have something at that very moment. No. Spurs were smart. They saw that there was nobody in this class that was going to really help them, like in the exact ways that they needed. So they went and took the guy that fit their culture, that's talented. We said going in, if Stephon Castle could shoot a 3, he would easily be the number 1 pick in the draft. Now he's starting to shoot the ball a little bit better. The form keeps getting adjusted. He's adding new things. Perfect. And then they saw that there was no one else in the class that they really needed. Cool. Trade the pick. They get future assets that they use to go get De'Aaron Fox. Very smart basketball team. Good job, San Antonio Spurs. You continue to do things well. They got an A, right? Yeah, okay. Defense, elite at times, not as great other times. Offensively, pretty good at times, not as great at others. The scoring numbers that you're seeing right now, a little bit inflated, right? No Wembanyama. They're not playing Fox like crazy minutes always, so I wouldn't bank on him becoming like a 25 point a game scorer. I just don't see that long term, but maybe he'll just become such a good slasher where it doesn't matter, and I don't know. But I love Stephon Castle right now, man. He's been a lot of fun. I just keep always bringing up that there's other little things because I don't want people to just get fixated on this guy's a superstar. We got things to work on, like with anybody, but man, what a rookie season. Incredible stuff. Toronto Raptors. Oh yes, all of those guys. The Jamison Battle, Mogbo, Sheed. Am I forgetting somebody else? Jacoby Walter, right? I haven't been too thrilled with Jacoby Walter. Ironically, he's not been what I expected out of him at all, so I did not do a good job evaluating him. I thought, like, coming in, he'd be a very good, or like a solid or above average defender right away because of his athleticism, strength. They usually teach defense okay at Baylor. No, he's been very bad on that end of the court. Offensively, not much better. Sheed. We were right about him. We were like, this guy might be able to contribute as like a backup point guard right away. He's not the most efficient, but I think long-term he could be. Mogbo, we nailed his evaluation. We were like, I don't know what he's good at per se, but when he's on the court, he just always seems involved and good things happen, and that's kind of where he's at now. Long-term, no idea what to do with the guy. Did they bring up Battle at all? Jamison Battle tops all 3 in estimated plus-minus. Yeah, because he's just such a good shooter. So B- draft grade, yeah, you didn't get anything stellar, but like they're all above expectations, I'd say, except maybe Walter. So yeah, good job. Good job, Toronto. Utah Jazz. This is an interesting one. So I wasn't a big fan of their draft. I was like, Cody Williams, yes, that makes some sense. It's going to take a while for him to develop. We'll see if he ever develops. He is much worse than I thought he would be, unfortunately. I hope it gets better for him, but he does not look ready at all. That's a thing. Collier was then drafted. You guys know I wasn't that big on Collier. He's showing some output, but it looks disgusting how he does it. I'm not sure what it becomes long term, but again, the Jazz are rolling him out there and they're like, let's see what happens. We don't really care that much right now anyway. Filipowski, nobody guards him in the game. Nobody guards him whatsoever. They are totally fine with letting him do whatever. It's so interesting. Like every night, whenever I see Filipowski at a good game, I'm like, okay, let me watch this. They just don't guard him. And look, rookie, you got to earn the respect. Playing pretty well right now. He's surprisingly agile in transition, but again, the rebounding and the defense and everything is like, bless, I don't know what the long-term thing is, but again, they're smart. They're going to keep rolling those guys out and see what they got in him, right? They're getting a chance to evaluate them. You probably give them a B- is what I'd say. Okay, they're giving him a B. Better still, lottery pick Cody Williams has actually been noticeable for long stretches after starting the season, what was described as invisible. Yeah, because he just literally did not do anything while he was on the court. It was kind of scary. Collier can't shoot, but he's an offensive engine who's even taken reps away from Keontae George. Yeah, that's dumb to me. I know Keontae George is bad defensively, so is Collier. And Collier, while the assist numbers are crazy, the way he's doing it is not sustainable. So I don't know. I think teams are just going to keep letting him run around and do nonsense for the time being. So whatever. The Wizards. How do we evaluate this? Sarr has been exactly what I expected him to be. Defensive monster. Offensively, we see the potential, right? The three-point shot goes in every once in a while. We see that he's able to just get it and go in transition, which is scary to think about. Hasn't had a very good team around him. They use him in the wrong ways constantly. I'd love to just see him get to run and cut a little bit more. Bub Carrington is interesting, to say the least. I'm not seeing anything crazy out of him. Keyshawn George has been disappointing at points in terms of his effort. You guys have heard me say that before. I don't see a skill set that equates to anything interesting long-term in my eyes. But where do they rank him? A-. Okay, why? Bub Carrington leads all rookies in minutes by a considerable margin. Yeah, they haven't really had a point guard. George is also that. Alex Sarr is ninth. Yeah, they play their rookies a lot. That's clear indication. They're focused on these guys. Sarr missed all but 2 games in February due to an injury, but his defensive potential continues to shine through. Defensively, he's just kind of already there in a lot of ways. If teams could if his teammates could keep anybody in front of him, I think it'd be a lot better. Carrington's 35% hit rate from deep and a runaway lead in assists among rookies bodes well too. I haven't been like thrilled with his play, but again, he's a rookie point guard on the Wizards, so like maybe I need to cater my expectations a little bit more, because again, I wasn't that incredibly high on him, especially after they had to trade Denny to go get him. So okay, like A-. I don't know. I'd still stay maybe a B. I'd be happy with a B, because again, we weren't that high on George or Carrington, and Sarr's been what we wanted so far, so I'd give it a B. But all right, yeah, that's the video, y'all. That's grading these rookies in terms of Bleacher Report. I like talking about it. You guys know I like the rookies. A lot of my role with like teams and stuff is player development, especially the younger guys, and in college, the developing of really young guys when they get to college is kind of my bread and butter. So I enjoy talking about this stuff. But I appreciate that you guys chose to watch my channel to hear about this stuff, because you could spend your time anywhere on YouTube. There's infinite amount of content there. But anyway, stay tuned for the comment of the video. All right, y'all. The comment of the video comes from the one bold prediction for each NBA team in March, and it comes from Raider Tupac here, who said Jokic 31, 20, and 20. Check. Yeah, in this video, Bleacher Report predicted that like Jokic would have like a 30, 20, and 20 game, which has never been done in NBA history, and then he went and did it. So shout out Bleacher Report, man. That game was gnarly. I wish I would have been watching it. I had some family in town, and I was not watching basketball, but man, I wish I would have. I watched the film afterwards, but man, that was nuts. Yeah, shout out to you guys. Leave me a comment down below. Go show go show some love to the player evaluation videos. These are my favorite to do on YouTube. We have a lot of fun with them. There's definitely one up by the time you guys are seeing this. It should be the who did I do? Jeremiah Fears at this point, and you'll have a second one coming later this week. So stay tuned for that. But I appreciate you guys as always, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye.